Now I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and cut right to the chase. I'm gonna go ahead and get straight to it. I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. I don't want to wait. I don't want to make things complicated for people, right? I want to help people understand what we're going to be dealing with in the future, even now. Okay. First off, right now, what we're dealing with is what, and before I even get to that point, I just want to make it clear that everything that's happening now, the Bible already confirmed. So this is why for one, because the messenger already gave us the information. So whether people want to sit here and say, oh, that's not true, doesn't fucking matter. Because we know what's true. Okay? We know for a fact that America was built on Christian values. We know this for a fact. America wasn't built on Muslim values, Quran values. This is a fact. Because if America was supposed to be completely Islam, it would have been that from the very beginning. But that wasn't the case. What book prospered first? Christianity, the Bible. That book was the very first authentic book that came out before the Quran even came out. You see what I'm saying? The Muslims always like to say, they try to use the deflection and say the Bible's corrupted. What does that mean? And then on the lines they'll usually say, well, somebody came and took something. They either tore a page out the book, or somebody else rewrote the book. Now that's kind of funny to me, because they act as if their book can't be tampered with, even if they say, oh, it came from God. And at the same time, we still need to figure out who wrote the Quran, because Muslims will say that the Quran is a holy book and that it came down from God. But at the end of the day, you need somebody to write these books. You need man in order for somebody to write these books. If think about this, y'all, and we live if you live in the English speaking country, if you're illiterate, what does illiterate mean? It means you can't read or write. So if Muhammad is illiterate, how did Muhammad write a whole book? You see what I'm saying? I'll leave that up for them to. I'll leave that portion for the Muslims to figure out, because they still have to provide an answer for that. You feel me? You don't get to use. You don't get to not use logic and logical conversations. This is because these types of conversations require logic. And if you can't provide logic, we're not going to believe you. Something that does not make sense, people aren't going to believe. This is why I said I'm having this conversation. Because like I said, I'm not afraid. Why do I have to be afraid for? If anything, I'd be more afraid for you guys for not knowing. Because the less equipped you are, the less prepared you are for the shit that's gonna come. And like I said, and y'all would want a player like me on your team. Why wouldn't you want? Even if the atheist, even if the non-religious person that hates religion doesn't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, you're still in the crosshairs of who? The radical Muslims. They want to kill y'all niggas. You see what I'm saying? They want to kill, bro. They want to get rid of the atheist niggas ASAP. Because the atheists are worse than the Christians. So if you don't even believe, which that's what we call the freedom of what? The freedom of religion, right? And trust me, I know there's people out there that make fun of Christianity or they'll say a magical God in the air, but don't play around, because them people take religious serious. The Muslims take that shit serious. At least the radical ones, not the moderate. They take it serious, but they don't take it as serious as like the hardcore Muslims, the ones that actually kill for their faith. You see what I'm saying? The atheists don't really understand what they're going up against. They think they do. They think they have an idea. They really don't. Because if they knew, we wouldn't even be having this issue within our own country right now. There's a thing called the Muslim Brotherhood, right? The Muslim Brotherhood is literally exactly what it sounds like. It's a brotherhood of Muslims that have a plan to make the Western countries become an Islamic nation. They want to implement Islamic rule. They want to implement Islamic law. They want to implement Sharia law within our cities, within our communities, within our states. And the way that this will be done, it will be done through technology, which is what? TV, your fucking phone, social media, some audio podcasts, even some of the news stations, the music stations. They're gonna take control of that. They're gonna try to take control of that. Because see, this is what I noticed about trends, is that if everybody is following a trend, if something is trending, everybody is gonna hop on the motherfucking bandwagon. You see what I'm saying? So if Islam became a trendy thing and everybody around the world is seeing it, everybody is going to follow what they see on the screen, what they see everybody else doing, because they're going to be like, And this is why I said critical thinking, because for you to sit there and watch the screen and have no critical thinking skills to think on your own, to be like, okay, hold on, let me be a little bit skeptical and ask some questions first. Because y'all like to sit here and talk about, y'all don't trust the government. So why would y'all trust something like that? I'm just saying. Because then you give away your individualism. You give away your freedom to somebody, bro. You give away, you willingly give it away. Now, I expect the Muslims to fall for that trap, because their book says that these things will happen. So they must fall for it. They must fall for it. They must bite the apple. They must bite the bitter fruit from the tree, because this is what their book says, and they're super dedicated to it. They live and they die for that book. Martyrdom. Oh yeah, for sure, they do that. Y'all think this is like some brand new thing? No. They've been doing this for centuries and ages and ages and ages. Only now, though, technology is in the equation. You know, we got that. Niggas got the rifles now. We got the rifles. We got the RPGs. We got the missiles. It's just more advanced. Back then, niggas had the swords. Niggas had spears, axes. That's all they had. But now we're in a different time. Now mankind got the weapons. We got the guns. See what I'm saying? Oh yeah, for sure. We got the long range now. It ain't like how we used to be when niggas had to get up close. Although I still miss that type of combat, because I'm like, yeah, it required niggas to have to get up close and really fight. But now everybody could fight from a distance and whatever. That's the best part, because you still have to be a strategist with these tools, with these weapons. You still have to know how to use these things. You see what I'm saying? So the mark of the beast is literally the mark of the beast is an idea, right? It's an idea. It has a belief system, and like I said, it also has a goal, right? Think about it. Self-interest. This is why I say self-interest. The mark of the beast has self-interest. It plays for itself. It has its own political gain. Oh, and trust me, Islam has its own little political sector too. Let's not get it mistaken. Christianity doesn't have this. It's selfless. Christianity doesn't have a self-interest to it. It can't be. It's about charity. It's about giving to the people in need, giving to people that are in bad positions. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole idea of the tithing, because in church, tithing is money that the church uses to give to the community to rebuild the community, so that the community could be stronger, and that people could find what? God. They could find something meaningful in their life. Because think about it. I mean, if you didn't have people helping your community, everything would just go to shit. People don't have to care, and for the most part, people don't. But we can't just leave homeless people on the street out there doing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. I know people are like, well, I mean, it's their fault. 100%. Every person is responsible for their own actions. You are responsible for you. Right? That's how it goes. But you never know somebody's situation. You never know what may have happened, what could have caused that person to hit ground zero like that. There's so many reasons. People lose their family. People are drug addicted. Mental health issues, bro. It's a lot of shit, bro. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand that. The mark of the beast, and obviously, once again, before I touch on the mark of the beast again, the Quran, Islam also has a tithing system as well, but their tithing is different from the Christians' tithing, because their tithing is extortion by force. They say, look, pay up, you give us money in order for you to. So basically this is how it works. If you want to keep believing in what you believe in, you have to pay me money. If you don't pay me money, you get beat, you get hurt, you get tortured, you get killed, potentially killed. That's how jizya works. Jizya is like extortion. It's basically like another form of bullying. Like, think of a kid bullying a little kid for lunch money. Give me your lunch money or I'll beat you up. That's basically what's going on here. Okay? Just so y'all have some idea. Because like I said, once we had this conversation and once I go through all these things, you guys could come back and go through and just listen and do the research and look at this shit for yourself, so that you could be informed at the end of the day, so that you can make an appropriate decision, a responsible decision. And also, like I said too, this is for your freedom. This is for the so-called freedom that you guys that you believed in. Everybody like to talk about And